network of public and forest roads serving the forests of Great Britain are of variable suitability for haulage works. Driving on some of these fragile roads brings with it another dimension in terms of handling a 44-tonne gross timber truck or heavier low loaders. Forests are often accessed by minor rural roads. Many of these roads were adopted by the local authority and given a brief tarmac surface after minimal improvement. They can provide adequate access for light traffic, but with heavy goods vehicles working on them at maximum load, road limitations quickly become apparent. Where a minor road crosses a weaker stretch of soft ground, peaty ground or fill, the road will flex with the weight of each lorry passing over it. The road should recover, but repeated loading can damage the surface and the underlying layers. The same applies to traditional bridges and stone culverts. Repeated haulage cycles can lead to serious defects, and damage can occur very quickly on weak roads. On a single track road, a timber truck may be almost as wide as the carriageway, meaning that the wheels are running on the weaker edges. Long trailers can cut or overrun tight corners, causing further damage to the road edges and verges. The rear axles in particular can scrub the road surface when negotiating tight bends. Poor drainage results in higher baseline water table that can further weaken the road structure. As a result, it's down to everybody involved in the timber supply chain to work together, find solutions, and to try to minimise the impact that timber haulage has on fragile rural roads. Failing licence or forest plan applications should always be reviewed in line with Timber Transport Forum agreed route maps. These will identify in a colour-coded fashion whether roads are part of agreed routes, consultation routes, which may lead to a timber traffic management plan, severely restricted routes, or 100% excluded routes. These maps should always be referenced before starting timber haulage, and the Forest Works Manager may need to liaise and communicate with a local authority to agree a timber traffic management plan. This plan is a document that will outline the configuration of truck to be used, frequency of loads, and timings related to passing schools or other community venues. It is critical that the detail of the timber traffic management plan gets into the hands of the HGV drivers who will be working on any particular or relevant contract.
Advantage of the TTMPs, the Timber Transport Management Plans, is for everyone involved, landowners, locals, the hauliers and the merchants, the marketers. It protects the road conditions and allows timber that was otherwise landlocked to come out, and ensures that nobody is open to any future compensation claims for road damage, etc. So yeah, it's a good thing all around. The TTMP is a great way to communicate with hauliers and agree to a working method to allow timber to keep rolling, to keep moving.
Other considerations to reduce the impact on fragile roads include consideration of timber HGV configuration, i.e., should it be a wagon with a drag trailer, which offers less damage and cutting in when cornering? Types of tyre installed in tractor units and trailers, where twin wheels or maxis are preferred to super single tyre types. The use of CTI central tyre inflation systems. Central tyre inflation, or tyre pressure control systems, provide an additional method of helping to spread the load. This hardware was originally developed to help military vehicles move over softer ground, but is now commonly used in a variety of haulage applications. A system of air tanks and valves with hoses link the vehicle's air compressor to the tyres. All tyres, other than the steering axle, can be partially deflated and inflated again while the vehicle is in motion, using the console and the HGV cab. This is normally done when approaching a weak road or entering the forest. CTI offers a wide range of benefits. Reducing the pressure in a radial tyre means that it lengthens the footprint of the tyre on the road. On rough road conditions, this adds an additional layer of suspension, reducing wear and tear on the timber truck chassis and components, and the driver. The area of tread in contact with the road is also increased, increasing traction and helping to reduce primary rutting and fatigue on thin tarmac pavements. Most of these systems re-increase tyre pressures back up to road-going pressures of around 100 psi once a speed of around 20 km is reached. Having tyres at the correct pressure to suit varying road surfaces can also greatly increase the lifespan of the tyre, reducing cuts and wear. A key factor whilst driving on fragile rural roads is to reduce speed. 15 to 20 miles per hour is fast enough on fragile or weak roads. Keep off verges at all times, as they may have no carrying capacity at all. And take care and give consideration of other road users, especially when on single track. This of course can mean cyclists, pedestrians and livestock, as well as other road-going vehicle users. Where more than one timber HGV is working from a harvesting site, consider leaving a reasonable gap between vehicle movements to let the road recover. So where possible, try to avoid convoying. Overloading is another contributing factor to damage, so take care not to exceed legal limits whilst driving on fragile roads. If you do see damage occurring, which can be water retention, hot pooling, cracking on the edges of a carriageway, this should be reported immediately on a stitch-in-time basis, so the repairs can stop major and expensive damage occurring. Efficient and cost-effective timber haulage is in everyone's interest, so good communication, positive driving techniques, using the correct configuration of truck, deploying technologies to assist where applicable, will all help on minimising impact. More detail can be found in the Timber Transport Forum Tread Softly document, which comprehensively covers lower impact vehicles for timber haulage.